Alright, the first video is going to be how to install it and how to run it. So essentially it's very easy to install. You grab these two folders and you install it in the root of Max, and that's it. The next time you run Max, you should see something that says Xrig at the very top. If you go in there, there's a couple of extra tools, but in essence the big one is Xrig Wizard. By clicking this, the little window should pop up, and from here on you just have to click the next or the previous button to go through the steps. Now when I built this, I don't know what I was smoking, but it's not very user friendly on this screen, which I'll be removing soon. But essentially what you do is two things. One, you just give it a name first, so let's call it Bobby, and then just click select. That's it. That's all you need to know about this window. Then when you go next, it's the actual creation of the markers, the bones, and the controllers. So I just click all, and I'll close this so I can actually see what's going on. It created this. Now what you're also going to notice is that in the layers you have the rig and the markers. The idea is very simple. The markers allow you to modify the rig. Okay, so if I look at this, all it's done is it's created these little objects that I can select and move around. And by moving them around, you'll notice that the bones are moving in relation to it. So you basically snap all these points onto your rig, and everything else should automatically adjust. So if I move the knees around and the foot around and so on, for example this ball and toe, it's very inhuman. The toe is usually very small. But in essence you got the basics of what I'm trying to do here. You can snap these points inside your mesh of what it is you're trying to rig. And you're going to get a very precise pinpoint pivot. So essentially all I'm doing is I'm just grabbing the points that are there. Everything else is frozen, so it's there to help you. This point in particular, you just rotate however you want. You can even rescale it. It's okay. It's the one time I will allow scaling type of thing. And all these points here can help you snap on your fingers. And there's nothing much to it. Everything else is automatic. So you'll notice that it's doing the same thing on the other side. And I'm just doing random things, but for the most part, you just move the points around. All the gizmos, all the controllers will automatically adjust in scale and size and so on. Then the next step in rigging is the actual that's activated. So essentially there's two free rigs. There's the classic and the lock to markers. Classic is, well, it just makes a basic rig, which what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide all the markers, and you're going to have your rig in there. And I'm going to do another video which explains how exactly all this comes together. Now you can use it to animate, but essentially everything's there. So you have, like, you can animate the pinkies, you've got your up vectors, you got your foot controllers. So essentially you're rigging the entire thing on top of this. And the other one, the markers, you can always go back to them. So if I go back to the Xrig Wizard, I can say lock back to the markers and go process. And it's going to snap back onto the X-ray that was there before. So you can always go back and forth. And that's pretty much it. That's the X-Ray Wizard. You just ignore the rest and just do what was done here and you'll be fine.